everyone, welcome back, and we're gonna start our speaker right now. He is OKURA Masafumi, the IE on Rail organizer and the author of Elba Gem. He will talk about writing Minitest clone in 30 minutes. Welcome.
Is the mic on? Okay. Yep. So, that I'm sitting all the time during the talk because I'll do some live coding, so I need to type with my both hands. So let's get started. Let's talk about Minitest. First, raise your hand if you have used Minitest before. Oh, really? Like, I expected much lower percentage. Okay, so you've used it. Great. So for those who haven't used it, I'd like to show some features of Minitest first because it's easier for you to understand what's going on later. So Minitest is just Ruby compared to RSpec. So RSpec is a specific language, so you need to remember some DSLs like expect, describe, it, so on, share it, like that. In Minitest, you don't have to because you can use include because it's just class and include and method. And it's fast. Fast. I'm not sure how fast it is. I haven't benchmarked it, but it's faster than our, I believe. And it actually supports style testing, so it's lesser known feature of Minitest. I haven't used it personally, so our Minitest also supports it style. And finally, it's clean and readable. That's clean. It's clean and readable in its Minitest. So this is important part for me, for us, because it means readable test code. Okay, so Minitest is just Ruby, so it's readable compared to R. Well, I'm not sure if it's true or false, but what about internal code? So because we're going to re-implement Minitest, not Minitest features, it's important. It's important that it's simple or not. Internal code is important. So I created this meme, and so we should go to war. Minitest RSpec war, right? Well, this meme, I created this meme yesterday, and so I tried to find a good meme for fighting. So like it's about meme. Archive created this app, right? So this battle, this war is about lines of code. So if it's like longer, it should be more complicated, more go genre. Okay. So what about Minitest? Well, Minitest source code length is 2,000 lines. Well, I'm not sure if you think it's long or short, it's complex or it's not complex. What about RSpec? Please guess it. it's difficult. 10,000. Close 7,800 for RSpec core gem. And ours, like RSpec has RSpec stations, RSpec mocks, RSpec rail. So in total, it's much larger. So in contrast, Minitest has much smaller code, so it's easier to re-implement. So I don't want to re-implement to R. So here's a question: can I write my own Minitest? Let's do it. But before diving into the editor, let me talk about myself. My name is OKURA. OKURA is my family name. Lumi is my first name, given name. Da Song Yashi is like Chinese pronunciation, if I'm correct. It's hard to pronounce. I'm from Tokyo. I'm working as a freelance dev. So my activity is something like hiking on Rails, which is a conference, obviously Rails. And I created an open source JSON library called Alpha. And so copy this copy and learning language fluent in Chinese, so like, but like what twin, that's fun. And so for the yeah, I can't speak Chinese. What should I do in Chinese? I can't speak English in English. Okay, so my development environment is NeoBeam. I've been using Vim for a decade now, and I use autorun and shell. So like I don't use it so too. I'm going to talk about so this talk is about live coding. The goal is to write something similar to Minitest. So of course, Minitest 2,000 lines of code. It's hard to really implement all of 30 minutes. I mean, obviously it's impossible. So I'm going to implement a small subset of in 30 minutes. And I'm going to use my own development environment. I use Vim. So if you're a Vim user, you might be able to learn something from my editor manipulation. So the left side is my free execution pane. The right pane is the text editing pane. So first of all, let's review how. So I open sample.rb and sample test.rb. It's like this. So you can skip this user class because it just did exist just for that. And here sample test class parent it's just W test. So remember this is not Minitest, we need a W because when specify Minitest already exists. But I changed the name slightly. Well, this turns out like Minitest Taiwan because it's RubyConf Taiwan. TW is Taiwan. So Minitest Taiwan is my version, and it has setup method. Setup method is called every time for each test, and these two, which test are test methods. And inside testing method, we have third equal here and the third is here. So we'll implement this. And here we have private helper method, which we can do in this. Just helper, not testing method. So yeah, it's different. So it's help. What about we execute this with Ruby command? I yep. This is a real one failure because assertions are wrong. We created on YouTube with them, but it says it should be wrong. So it's the very bottom of the so how is it possible? So it requires autorun, and and free sign code. It should work. But what about deleting this line? Yeah. Same error. Because there's no constant. So let's start from here. Oh, but before that thing, I'd like to do so Ruby command, so like unlike our including okay, how to implement that? We start in Taiwan module. Sorry, I need to do one thing. It's turn off my Copilot. you know, because my Copilot is so smart that it does everything I want. So I want to Copilot stop, and it's deprecated. Okay, now I stopped Copilot. That's my own work. And it's only module. So let's find out. And it's empty. And when we execute test RB file, nothing happens. Correct, because Minitest is just definition, not execution. That's the problem. So let's see. We have this file. And sample test class down here without execution. It's all automatic, right? So here's problem. Our instance method, but it's also perfect, right? Because methods like result data. So we need to solve wait. Well, as you might know, Ruby is solved. Ruby don't do anything. So there are some we can use for this. That also means you don't use it in your daily Rails life. For example, like you don't use class often in your Rails application. Let's talk about it. Here are like right side the problem and left side. So we have a step. We have a to do that. Have you ever known that it existed? Yeah, and have you ever used it? No, obviously no. And that's correct. I mean, it's not something we use every day. In fact, it is not powerful enough for a Minitest. But if there are multiple tests, then addict is called only once, so it's not. Object space if we are here. Have you ever used object space? Oh, object space is much simpler than articulate. Okay, fine. So it can get all the modules, all the classes from the object space. So we can collect as classes and use it for it. But it's more complex, so I'd like to stick to for now. You can add. By that we can create. And I use method added. So have you ever used added? So yeah, method added is also info, which is called method added. Let's method added. And we can use it to filter methods like this. Now we can store result in the variable. But for now, we use it. Let's implement Minitest. So first, let's check how method added. And method added is a class method to obviously because method is added to class. And here we print out name. Okay, so it's simple. It prints out name. But don't forget to call super. It's like this, and execute Ruby. Yep, it works. Right? It has 4 methods. We have 4. We have 4. The third one is failed, should be failing, and the last one is correct. It's correct. So let's say we want to store this into array. This, so please guess, does it work? No, because we need to initialize this array. But since this is a class method, there's no step for initializing, right? If it's instance fine, just like we can't do that. So I would do something like this. This kind of idiomatic way to initialize class. So first of all, let me explain class instance variable. This is method, so this is not instance variable. Don't just like variable, like this. You were taught. You shouldn't use it. You should use this. You can use this one if you need. So this way, if method this method variable class now it should. Okay, so no error. It works. So now let's define asset block. So asset is it takes one block, so it executes block as exit. So can we use method class is yes. let's hit that now. Sorry. So obviously it doesn't work. Why? So in Ruby, writing code in Ruby, be careful about cell. So let's print out cell to if this instance variable is different, they're different. Okay? No, different. Method sample test of that. So the subclass in the adequate term is superclass. So the class are different. That's why. What should I do? There are some ways to solve the problem, but one I prefer is I this is one that I mentioned self inherited subclass. So if you have used inherited before, more popular hook than the previous. So inherited hook is called when and this first argument is subclass. So in this case, then we can use class evil to change everything. We change everything. So this line indicates that so everything should be happening in the subclass. This the exit hook is defined in the subclass. But now this should be and it does. Now the exit hook. Filter name. There are 4 methods, but we have only 2. Oh, but this isn't an easy part. It's super easy because this is only one statement, name dot match, and then now what? Now things better. So inside the exit hook, printing out. So let's do serious stuff. For example, first of all, creating instance with new method. So this looks a little bit weird without self, like just new, but it works. New is a class method, and it did class. And let's say this is test method, or so we can look through to test method, and inside that, let's say instance, so we want to call this. Then we should use send. Send is a kind of famous method stuff. You might be then take the name of the method like this, and it calls that method. And when we execute it, weird error. So definitely user variable email because we didn't call setup. We need to call setup. The error message changes now. Third equal. So now we're successfully calling the assertion test method. Now inside test method, we need more methods. That's assertion. Assertion method should be an instant method. So definitely we go out of inherited. We don't. It's not related to inherited. Here, third, and a third equal. And third argument, one is expected, one is actual. Now we don't do anything. And we copy paste and assert method. But assert method takes only one argument. So let's say statement like this. So there's no method error. Okay. No, sorry. No error, no message. So we're close. We're pretty close. Now we want to produce it result of. We need to somehow calculate the result. So let's implement real assertion. So what about this? So we have failures array and push anything, the object of new, unless expected equals actual. This is third equal, right? So if this is not equal, then wait. What about third? Well, it's simpler. Failures new unless statement is false. Just as Ruby's powerful statement, it's just that. Let's execute it. It's exception because clear is not initialized. Yeah. This is beautiful thing because it's just insert method we can use initialize. Right? Right. And it works. Now if we right. So this part is like normal programming, like usual. So first of all, we need to have a reader, a failure, and as exit block. Let's print out. Let's print out instance failure. Fine. Wait. It works. It works. Two failures. Yay. That's all. So we have now two different things to do. One is to collect, to get the number of assertions and the number of runs. What is run? Well, run is the number of test methods. So obviously, because we already have a test method array. And what about well, let's say we have assertion size, variable assertion. This should be failing. This should be failing because we have no assertion size parameter. Failed. So let's say how to count assertion, how to count assertion size. Well, the simple way is here, assertion size plus 1. We need a plus operator, but unfortunately Ruby doesn't have plus operator like this. And honestly, we need to initialize the variables, assertion size with 0. About doing it. Well, it failed because it's instance variable. We need to have reader size, and then Okay, so almost pretty close to a certain run. But remember that this is slightly wrong with the original meaning. It's 2 runs, it's correct, 2 assertions and 1 failure. Because we have two wrong assertions. So Minitest, just skip the rest of the assertion. Right? So the second assertion is not executed because the first assertion is already wrong. Let's implement behavior. It's a little bit tricky because we need to change our execution flow. And in textbook, they say we should use growth raise rescue. This time we want to do raise rescue. Let's change this and raise it. When the condition doesn't work, let's raise so that we can skip the rescue. And we can do that in the third well like this time this statement. Okay. This one. No. Failure is a this is not something that see when I practice. 26 lines. Oh, oh, so kind of yeah, same. This one. No fish. Yeah, and this is correct expected one. Because we just read, but we didn't rescue. But it's a simple technique. Available in loop log. We can just use rescue. We don't need any begin. Just rescue, and that's it. Yes. Again, yes. Sure has no failures. So now we've implemented that. Stop.
Oh wow, thank you.
No. Wait, no.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So. Okay, so we have like a few minutes left, so let's wrap it up. So it does is so this is what I've showed you in the text editor. So I skip this and skip this and skip this, but I upload this slide into the trigger deck later. So if you're interested, you can check it, review. So summary, the takeaways you have is so you learn as exit. I'm glad that you haven't known it. Focus executed when Ruby interpreter exists. Well, it's not suitable for like ramp up, for like this. And class evil I've used. Class evil is convenient when you want to when you think, oh, this should be in different contexts. It's possible in Ruby. If the argument is string in the behavior, it interprets as a Ruby code, but like we use block. It's useful and I use it a lot. Inherited is also which is used when public block is created. But don't forget to call super. Maybe I forget to call super this time. But don't forget it's problematic and RubyConf. RubyConf like tells you about it. With evil it's found. And method added, it's another book. It's lesser known, less frequently used, but if you want to know about method and if you want to customize method defined, you can Well, I haven't talked about it in this talk, but method and define method and over. So the crazy like all. It's useful, and it's important to know your options and designing like library. So we've talked about library, create library, be familiar with features because if you're not familiar with language feature, you need to re-implement the build, or sometimes it's just like impossible. In Ruby, there are a variety of hooks you need, and think of main usages. So we implemented Minitest autorun here, and it's so useful that I want to implement by myself. Without autorun feature, we need to run it manually, which so in my opinion. So consider where to put what data. So in this small example, in 30 minutes, we stored everything in the instance, but we want to deal with more complex cases. Sometimes we need to data special data. And finally, learning things is fun because so for this talk, I've learned so many things. I prepared when I prepared. I and I've created two pull requests to Ruby repository to fix documentation during this preparation. Like it's fun. And finally, coding is fun. Writing code is fun. So I'm happy if I'm happy during this talk. uh, I really enjoyed it. And I believe coding is fun for you. Happy coding. That's it.
Thank you so much for your sharing. I love when your coding is so fun. Anyone have a question for him? I believe there's a lot. Okay.
I guess there's something wrong. Setup method should have been called every time test method called.
You're right.
Not just once
So,
in a whole test cases.
yeah. So for example, test setup is not here, but in here.
Right.
And I have another mistake because if this class implements method, it fails because it doesn't use any respond to check. Yeah. So thank you for pointing out.
Great.
Someone, anyone have question for him? We have like 2 minutes left.
Could you translate my question into English for you? Sure. なんか、フェイラーズがオブジェクトニューになってましたけど、フェイラーズカウントじゃなくて、オブジェクトにしてたのは、なんか、この先何かしたいみたいなのがある。
The reason behind this, the assertion is just size and integer, but failure is an array of object. That's and yes one. The reason of my brain. so actually this, for example, this my example test failure. If we have failure test failure exception subclass, then we can skip it. And it just raises it, and in the rescue clause it collects failure count. So it can be just shape. Like I thought about it during the preparation, but this failure class is just to, so I skipped it. So that's why I keep it partially. Don't raise runtime error.
Okay, if you have any question for him, you can ask him in the break. And thank you so much for your sharing. Okay, we have like 5-minute break and to our next speaker. Thank you so much.